Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am going live again this morning for day 4 of my Summer Sale-a-bration series. So my plan is to walk you through as many of our celebration items as possible, although one of my orders has been delayed, so fingers crossed I get the stuff on time before this series is done. So today I'm going to be showing you the amazing phrasing stamp sets. I'm going to switch you over to my desktop so that you can see that, and we'll get started crafting. All right, so I actually have both the catalog page for you. So in our Celebration mini brochure, it's page 11. And so they do have some nice samples there in the book using this stamp set. And so the stamp set it's a really big one, actually. It takes up both sides of the case and has the 4 great big words and then all the kind of like finishing sentences. So really, really nice stamp set. And this one you can earn for free with a $120 purchase. So any $120 worth of product that you want out of our main catalog or mini catalog, you can select this one for free. So I've actually paired it up with a gorgeous bundle that will help you get towards that $120 in purchases. We have the Ringed with Nature stamp set. And this one really caught my eye in the catalog because although this is a Christmas catalog, and this definitely can be a Christmas stamp set, what with the poinsettias and the Merry Christmas sentiment in there, they've put in some other sentiments. And of course, you can pair it up with other things like I'm going to today to create some really different fun nature-based cards. So some get well, just for you, thinking of you, happy anniversary. We've got these cute little mushrooms that can also turn into acorns, hearts and berries and leaves and flowers and like the whole works, the cool tree ring, and then the little house. So I'm going to be working with the tree ring and the house today and creating a really sweet housewarming card, actually, using the amazing phrasing. I also really want to show you this set because the embossing folder and die cuts are one of our hybrid embossing folders, and I want to show you how that works. It is so super duper cool. We have another one in this catalog that has the hybrid as well. So I'm going to pop that out of our way so that we can get crafting. And I'm going to bring in all of our card bits. So the first piece that we're actually going to start with is a piece of crumb cake cardstock. And this one was cut a little bit bigger than I usually do. It was cut at 4.5 by 6 inches. And that is because I'm going to use it with our hybrid embossing folder. And so the hybrid embossing folder, the die cuts, and the stamp set all come together as the Ringed with Nature bundle. So we're going to get our hybrid embossing folder, and I'm going to open up the dies, and I'm going to pull out the biggest die in here. So this nice large one. And I just think this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. If I can remember which way this goes. Here we go, like that. So you're going to fit this die cut right into your embossing folder, and you're going to feel it like it's pretty snug and secure in there. Okay, then we're going to put our paper over top of that, and we're going to fold up our sandwich. So now you can see why I created my paper so much bigger and made it 4.5 by 6, because I wanted it to completely fill the embossing folder so that one cut is going to actually get me a whole bunch of pieces. So that is our sandwich. Now I have to just quickly go grab my big machine because he doesn't really fit nicely here on my desk. So I'm going to go grab him so that we can run him through. So because this is a thick 3D embossing folder and hybrid embossing folder. We're going to use our base plate. Then we're going to put down our hybrid folder with the dies already in there. And then we're going to grab our embossing folder plate. And away we go. There we go. All right. Pop that there. So I'll show you what this has done because we just ran that through with the dies and the embossing folder all together. We now have these amazing, already die cut, already embossed little like log rounds. So super cool that it does all that work for us just like instantaneously. And then if you did want to use this as like a log rounds background, you just run it through without the die cut in there. So works beautifully either way. Now, what's also really awesome about this one, and actually I haven't tested this, I don't even know if they fit. Let's see, is that you have little die cuts to cut out the insides as well. But I'm not sure if they actually fit, like if they sit in here or not. It would also help if I actually oriented them the right way. No, so they don't. So they don't go into our embossing folder. But once you've got these created, then what you can do, let's see here, a little balancing act. What you can do is you can take these and you can die cut that. So you can basically run this through in 2 tones and then have the center a different tone than the background one and work it that way. So really, really cool in terms of layering. Now for me today, I'm not going to do that 2-tone die cutting. I actually wanted to add some softness to this card. So instead of die cutting to create that second one, I am actually going to get a sponge dauber. And we are going to sponge the edges of our card. So let's see here. Just grab my sponge daubers. So I actually keep my sponge daubers in a little like lipstick holder and have little color dots so that I know which one's for which color. So I've just grabbed the one for my early espresso. And I'm going to, oh, that lighting is really bad, you guys. So sorry. Let's see if I bring it up closer, if it's a bit better. Not a ton. Oh, my lights today are not good. All right, so I've got my early espresso and I just put some on the tip of my sponge dauber. And then I'm really lightly just going to apply this to the edges of my log. And so I'm just kind of rubbing just really gently. So I don't even have it down on a piece of paper because I actually want the resistance of me pushing to move it to keep it soft. Okay, we're just going to go all the way around. Just lightly on the edges to kind of create that bark. Okay, there we go. So we've created our cool little tree ring. There we go. All right, so with that done, I'm going to put away my early espresso ink. I've got something on my desktop. That's weird. Okay, and I'm going to put away my sponge dauber so I don't accidentally get brown ink on anything else. All right, now we're going to do our next little set of stamping. So I've got just a little scrap piece of paper here and doesn't have to be big at all. I'm going to grab the bits that I need to stamp our house. So it's a roof and a house. All right, now I'm going to do the body of our house. I don't know what you'd call that. The facade of our house in Coastal Cabana ink. So I'm just going to ink up my house, stamp it down here at the bottom, and voila, got our little house done. Good morning, Gail. And then I'm actually going to use Night of Navy to do the roof of our house. And these are great because they're clear. I can see right through them. So I can line this up and press it down and pop the roof right onto my house. And there we go. Now, while I have my paper, my inks, and everything out, I am also going to grab my sweet sorbet. And just above my house, I'm going to stamp the little heart from this set as well. I'm going to be cutting these out, so I'm not too concerned about like exactly where they are. And actually, I'm going to keep my sweet sorbet out, ready and available, because I'm also going to stamp the word amazing. Now, this one, I do have a specific size of paper for this. I have cut a piece that's 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to stamp the word amazing as centered as I can on there. So that one is a specific size. Good morning. It just says Facebook user. I'm not sure who is joining us, but thanks for being here. All right. Now, our last bit of stamping for this card is I've got, and this one isn't measured, it's just a random scrap of paper. And I'm going to use my Coastal Cabana to stamp the words, it's going to be. So our sentiment will eventually say, it's going to be amazing. And this one can just go anywhere on here because we're going to fussy cut it. All right, there we go. So that's all of our stamping. All of our bits are done. We have a little bit more die cutting to do and a whole lot of fussy cutting. Now, luckily it's, sorry, it's pretty quick and easy fussy cutting. Straight lines mostly. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here. All right, so we're going to just quickly cut out this house. I am leaving the tiniest little white border around it. And we're just going to fussy cut this. So now this bundle, like I was saying before, really appealed to me because although it can be used to make gorgeous Christmas cards, it can be used to make some nice autumn cards, get well cards, anniversary cards, and in today's case, a happy new home card. Okay, so we're just going to fussy cut that. There. Pop those into our bin, and we're going to cut out this heart. And again, I'm using leaving just the slightest little white trim as I do that fussy cutting. There we go. All right, our little heart is cut. Another nice little scrap for something else later. Now our amazing, I'm not going to fussy cut it. I am going to use the Banners Pick-a-Punch. This is good for 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch sizing to do a banner in either direction. I am going to do both of mine pointing in. And so I flip this over, flip that. There we go. Do this side. There we go. And we have an amazing little banner created for us. And then finally, I've got to fussy cut this little sentiment. And so this one, you can be as nitpicky as you want or as kind of free and flowing as you want when you cut this one out. I'm going to kind of do like larger jumps over the little letters and just curve in on like our low dippy letters. There we go. Not too specific on this one. All right. So you can see it's a pretty quick cut, even though it's fussy cutting. Now you could also just do this like cut it in a thinner, like a 1/2 inch banner, and do the ends, but I don't know, with having the one banner, I wanted to kind of switch it up and do this one fussy cut. So it's kind of like bubble letter. Okay. All right, now with that done, we have one last piece of die cutting to do, and this one we can actually do with our mini, which is nice because it actually fits on my desktop. I'll move these off to the side. Grab my plate. Where'd they go? All right, my plate 3 and plate 2. Put down a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, and then I'm going to dip into these beautiful dies again. And I'm going to grab this one that has like kind of the berries or whatever it is. And let's see, and one of our leafy ones. All right. So with those two on there, we're going to run this through. Great way to use up scraps and stuff. Just because these dies are tiny, they fit on little pieces, and so you can use up all those scraps in your paper folder. Okay. Put those away right away so I don't lose them. There we go. And one more. There we go. All right. Now these guys are a little bit delicate, so when you're picking them up, if they're stuck to your plate, just go slow so that you don't tear them. There we go. All right. So we have all of our pieces cut. Oh, darn it. I forgot. We have one more piece to do, and this is using our big machine again. So I'm going to move these off to the side. I forgot I had so much work with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine on this card, but it's so well worth it. So we're going to bring this back in. We're going to bring in our big base plate again. Oh, there it is. I'm like, how did I already lose that? I just used it. It's a big base plate, and we're going to use the Timber 3D embossing folder. So with this one, you want to be careful because there is an orientation to the grain, and I wanted the grain going up and down. So I'm placing my paper in lengthwise so that that grain will go up and down, and then we'll run this through. There we go. All right. So we have this embossed, and I think that was our final bit, and we could get to work actually putting this together. So this is a Sahara sand card base, and I have that newly embossed layer, and we're going to just glue it straight down. Not doing anything fancy here. So just grab some liquid glue. There we go. Spread that along and glue this centered right to the front of our card. So nothing fancy so far. Okay. And now we're going to do just a lot of building of layers. So first thing I'm going to do when we're building these layers is I'm going to grab my pool party sheer ribbon, and I'm going to tie a nice big bow with this, like big bow. Okay. Nice big floppy ends, and I want it to be big enough. Oh, it needs to be even bigger, I think. Yeah, I want it to be big enough that it's going to stick out on both ends from that log that we've got. Okay, so really big bows. There we go, that's better. Okay, so giant bows here, really floppy and sloppy. And we're going to trim up this end. We're going to keep our ends nice and long, but not too long. There we go. All right, so that's the pool party sheer ribbon. that we've got there. And I am going to take a mini glue dot. And let's see here. Find it on my roll. I'm going to take a mini glue dot, place that on the back of the knot of this ribbon. And oops, just put it on the other side. Turn it. Okay, there we go. And now this is where you get to have some fun and just kind of make this do what you want it to do. Push it down however you'd like it. I'm going to do like that. And push that down to our card front. I've kind of gauged where it needs to be based on where I want that log to go. Okay, so we've got that pushed down onto our card front. We can come back and trim those ends later. Now I'm going to put some dimensionals kind of on the corners of this so that it's not going to go over that knot. Now, I actually don't have a package of dimensionals available right now, so I'm going to cut up the edging of my mini dimensionals. Okay, and I'd like this to go, kind of like that. No, I think it looks better up like that. Okay, so kind of figure out which way you want it oriented so that you can figure out where these are going to go best so that they don't actually go over any of your ribbon. There we go. Oh, come on. So you may be able to see that I've got a Band-Aid on my thumb. I had a filing cabinet accident last night and had a metal-edged file folder go between my nail and my thumb. It was not fun. So kind of struggling to stamp today. All right, so that's all attached now. Our ribbon's not going anywhere. That little log is not going anywhere. It's fully attached. And now we can start adding things on top of it. So next thing we're going to do is take our amazing, and we're going to use it to kind of hold that ribbon down. We're going to put just a bit of adhesive under the G and a dimensional under our A. So let's see here, more backings. So that's going to go under the A. And then over on this other side, oh, I know, Jacqueline. On the other side, I'm just going to put a little bit of seal. Okay. And take the backing off will help it to stick. So we're going to pop that down. I want a little bit of, and I should just double check with my house. Yeah, I have enough space. Good. A little bit of the log showing underneath, holding that ribbon down, and we'll put that in place. Fabulous. Now it's going to get the same treatment, but this time a mini dimensional instead of a big one. So mini dimensional under the one end and a little bit of, actually I'm going to use a mini glue dot on this one just because I don't trust that I can get the seal in place enough. So a little mini glue dot on the other end. There we go. And I'm going to kind of try and place those two G's that dip down into the lower space above the A and the M. So it's going to be amazing. Wonderful. Good morning, Jacqueline. All right. Now our house is going to get attached over here. Again, I'm going to put a dimensional down in that bottom corner where, it's going to touch the actual card front and not be on top of this log. And then I'm going to put just a little zip of seal up in the corner that is going to be on top of the log. So kind of attaching both sides always, but at the two different heights. There we go. And then our little heart is going to go down here, and he's going to get the same treatment. The one edge of the heart is going to get a mini dimensional, and the other side is going to get a mini glue dot. And for this one, I am going to use my Take Your Pick tool. Oops, they're right here. So I can pick that up and put that on there right where I want it. All right. And that little heart's going to go right there. And now we just have our sprigs of greenery to add. Now these, it's hard for you guys probably to see, but these have beautiful embossing on them as well. And so I'm just going to use a mini glue dot on the back of this. There we go. Oh, it's sticking to my thumb. I'm going to tuck that in behind the words and the log. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same with the next one. Just on the stem, just pop a little piece of glue there. And this one I've actually got to roll underneath because it's much too wide for the stem. Okay. And then, oops, tuck that in, but don't let it cover up your wording. Okay. There we go. Push that down, and then I'm just going to keep tucking the adhesive underneath because it's trying to poke out. All right. And then I think I'm actually going to add one more mini dimensional to the back of this because I'm going to put some pearls on here and I don't want them kind of weighting down this piece and having it fold over. Oops. So just underneath that top one, I'm going to put a mini dimensional there just to hold that down. Awesome. Hi, Pauline. So with this kind of mostly created, we're going to come in with some pearls. Now you could use our brand new iridescent pearls if you wanted, but I'm actually going to keep it simple and just use our plain regular everyday pearls. And I'm going to actually turn all of these into little white berries. I know that they should probably be like blue or red or something to be realistic, but I just want to keep with the soft white look. So I don't know, probably means they're poisonous or something, but they're sure pretty. Okay. Here we go, a few more. So it's a lot of pearls. It's okay, you get a lot on a sheet. There we go. And two more. There, and one more. There we go. All right, and that is our finished card. Now, if you did want these to be colorful, you could go ahead and color those pearls with your Stampin' Blends before you added them, or you could, we actually have the in color pearls and you could do those. So yeah, so that is our finished card, a sweet little housewarming card. And that's using the free Amazing Phrasing stamp set paired up with the Ringed with Nature bundle, which is just the coolest bundle that I think we have in the whole catalog right now. Yeah, so that is it. If you are interested in making a purchase earning some of these free Sale-a-bration items, I do have a host code because I have an amazing 30 card tutorial bundle as a gift for people in addition to your free Sale-a-bration items. When you place a $65 order with me using that host code, and it's all current product used on those cards, like stuff that's available right now, lots of Sale-a-bration stuff in there, and yeah, just really, really beautiful. So thanks for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Sale-a-bration item. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's my regular Facebook Live time, but we'll just keep on with our summer Sale-a-bration. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.